What's going on, guys? It's your boy Burrow77 coming to you live to talk a little Atalanta versus Celtic today. What's good, my guy Bird? I see you joining me in the chat. Appreciate you as always, brother. A little bit of a different look here from Celtic than I was expecting. I really wanted to see Cryo Fukiashi, the Japanese international, in here because Bird found a really nice price on his shots. I liked his shot on target. I liked his 2 shots plus shot on target, but unfortunately he's not starting today, so it's a little bit of a moot point. I like goals in this game. I'm on both teams to score over 2.5. I already jumped on that. I got minus 114 over on Caesars. I locked that in. Medea, the number 38 over here on the left wing for Celtic, is probably the guy I would focus on. And Kuhn is shooter as well, who's capable of scoring over here on the right wing. McGregor, I do like, is a guy for an assist look. He does pull a lot of the strings here in the midfield. He can put a shot on target as well. Retegui has been really hot for Atalanta. He's scored a couple of nice goals for Italy over the international break. You guys know that I'm a big Lookman guy. I love Adamola. I think that you're not going to find value in his to score or assist, but I do like him to do both. He is perfectly capable of doing both. One thing that I've been taking pretty big advantage of, that, I don't want to give away the secret, but Zappacosta 2 shots. He's got the third most shots out of everybody on Atalanta behind Retegui and Lookman. Zappacosta, especially away with Atalanta at even money or as a dog, has been sitting at like plus 200 for the last couple of weeks for 2 shots. He's minus 145 today over on FanDuel, and I still think that's plenty of value. I personally still took Zappacosta 2 shots, and I paired it with over 1.5 goals in this game to get like minus 111 over on FanDuel. So Zappacosta is a guy that I do keep a careful eye on. That said, Pasalic takes far less shots and has been playing far less minutes. His 2 shots is sitting at like minus 260. I do like Pasalic for a shot on target, but I'm certainly not going to drink the juice around minus 160, minus 170, minus 180. But it could be a parlay piece. Pasalic is playing more forward, and what he's been doing for the team recently has kind of warranted that increase in his prices. He's normally more of a midfield guy, but due to injury, he has been bumped forward and is kind of playing on the right wing-ish. Another guy I want to talk about, and I've been burned by him several times, but I've also made some really nice coin off of him, is Ederson. He's Brazilian. He's only got 8 shots on the season. When he does take them, he tends to take them in bunches. And unfortunately, it will eat into Zappacosta's volume. But I do think there's plenty of room for both of these teams to take a lot of shots today. I see a lot of shots coming. Celtic just got embarrassed away at Dortmund with a 7-1 loss. Atalanta has a shiny new stadium, and they're looking good and fit, ready to play. So I like Atalanta at home here, but I do think Celtic can score. Atalanta is not exactly watertight at the back. What's going on? I see a bunch of comments pouring in. Appreciate you guys. Harlem, always good to see you, baby. Medea has been cashing me on AGS pretty nicely, so I'm on his AGS at plus 500. I think that's a really nice price, and I can definitely get down with that. There's going to be a ton of value on anybody to score or assist for Celtic here, even with shots and shots on target. Again, I don't think that Celtic get completely embarrassed again, but I do think Atalanta can win this match. I personally do see Celtic scoring, so I love a shot at Medea at plus 500 here. What's going on, 8Ball? Always good to see you, brother. Atalanta money line and plus Atleti under 3.5 minus 110. I don't hate that. Atleti's one of those teams that's a little bit bipolar in the Champions League. They can either be part of a both teams to score over 2.5, or it's a really tight nothing game. And I've also seen them have like nothing games go into like the 80th minute and then end 3-2. I don't dislike Atleti in the under 3.5 here as a parlay, but I will say my boy Darnie from Discord likes Atalanta team total over 1.5 and Leverkusen team total over 1.5, sitting right around even money, and I thought that was a pretty good parlay as well. So no hate on your parlay here, 8Ball. I can definitely see that being a good one. I think Atleti game does stay under 3.5. I'm just not personally involved in that one yet, so wanted to talk through it with you a little bit. Lookman, anytime goal, plus 120, like that. I'm gonna be in with Lookman, or I'm gonna be in with Rutegi. I'm probably gonna take Lookman at plus 120. I think that's good. I also like Rutegi. I like Lookman assist as a standalone. There's a really nice number on that. I think it's sitting around like plus 280. So I'm probably gonna look to get involved with a Lookman assist. He's due for a goal. I can agree with that. You took Lookman to score and assist, Harlem. I like that for a cup of coffee for sure. I can easily see 3 goals here in this game. I can see 2 or 3. I can see maybe 3 from Atalanta here. What I would say is I really like Pasalic to score or assist. Let me see what the number is on that. He scored a cracker of a goal over the weekend against Genoa. Let's see. Can I get Pasalic at a playable number? Sorry, I know this makes terrible television when I have to pull up numbers, but just bear with me. To score or assist, Pasalic at minus 120. Nah, too rich for my blood. I'm not gonna lay that kind of juice on Pasalic. I like his assist a little bit more than his goal. I don't know. Pass on that for now. Hasn't scored in the last 2 games. Talking about Lookman, yeah, he's been in dangerous areas and creating good chances, though. I like where your head's at, Fernando. I can absolutely get behind Lookman for a goal. Like I said, I really do like his standalone assist number as well. The way you pronounce Nigerian names is funny. Chukwueze yesterday, now Adamola. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm just a guy from the south side of Chicago. I do my best. If you want to hear some really funny shit, watch me try and pronounce Turkish names. I get the accents above and below the letter, and it just completely fucks me up sideways. So, yeah, man, appreciate you tuning in, though, and I can always take a joke and take some friendly banter on that. I know I butcher names. I say it all the time when I'm doing other shows, and that's also why I can't be a play-by-play announcer, because I just can't get the names right. I did the same thing yesterday with Chief Ndidi. Like, I know his name's not Chief, and I know his name isn't pronounced like Ndidi, but that's what it looks like, and I like the nickname Chief, so that's what I go with. Top Dog, good to see you as always, brother. How do I get on Celtic here? I think their 7-1 loss against Dortmund was a fluke. Not a bad team. Thinking of their team total shots or team total corners. Look, I think that I'm involved with Celtic here and the both teams to score over 2.5. I do think Celtic can get on the board. I agree with you. I don't think Celtic's a bad team. I think they had a really bad performance in that 7-1 baptism away at Dortmund. We all know how hard it is to go on the road and play in front of the yellow wall. I'm pulling this up really quickly here because I need to just double check. I know Celtic didn't get smoked in their first Champions League match, and they actually did a pretty decent performance. Yeah, they won 5-1 against Bratislava. Celtic is always more dangerous at home. I do think they can get on the board here against Rangers or against Atalanta. So yeah, I would look to get involved with Medea shots on target, Kuhn shots on target, McGregor shots on target, Medea shots, Kuhn shots. Like I said earlier, I do like Medea for a goal, and Harlem is on his anytime goal at plus 500. I think that's a really good number. But personally, the way I'm going to get involved in Celtic is I'm taking the both teams to score over 2.5. I could definitely see maybe team total shots on target. Toss out a couple of numbers you're seeing. Again, I don't play the shots market a ton just because averages versus mean versus just a difficult market to predict. But I do see both of these teams shooting. And I do see a back and forth, high paced, high scoring game. I say all of that for it to set up for a 0-0. Just kidding. But yeah, Fernando thinks Celtic gets a goal as well. Celtic to score first half, maybe at plus 150. I don't hate that. Maybe. Yeah, I could see if you want to play Celtic to score first half and for half a unit and then save some ammo and get involved with their team total live in the second half. I think that's not a bad way to play it. Just make sure that, your math is coming out correct, where if you bet a plus 150 and you're not getting enough money on the second half, that you're not wasting money by splitting two bets and taking a loss. So Atleti is so tough to bet on. Yeah, at home in the Wanda, though, I think they handle their business. So I do like Atleti at home over Leal. Just to handle business at home in the Wanda. They typically do. Leverkusen on the road and squad rotation is scaring me away. We'll get into that one here in a quick second. Pasalic to score assist at minus 103 on your book. I'm still not. I don't hate that. That's basically even money. I don't hate it. I was hoping to get around plus 135, plus 140. I know that number's not going to happen. It's because of a little bit of the position change. It's because he had a really nice goal. And the sportsbooks just aren't respecting Celtic here. So, though I would love to get involved with more to score assist stuff here for Atalanta, I'm probably not going to do it just because the price dictates that I'm better off staying away. A sneaky one I would maybe look at is Ederson. He is capable of doing both. Give me 1 second here, and I will pull up the last time Ederson has found the back of the net. So he scored a goal in a 5-1 beatdown 2 matches ago at home versus Genoa. And then he also assisted a goal in a 3-2 first half thriller of a match, second half snooze fest at home versus versus Fiorentina. So Ederson in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and only 3 home tilts for Atalanta has had a goal contribution in 2 of the 3. I'm just saying, if I'm looking for a long shot, I might look at Ederson to score or assist, because I think he'll be one of the only guys with a playable number here for that prop. Again, Pasalic is perfectly playable. I personally want better, but if you really believe in Pasalic and you like his game the way I do, I think you can play that if it's for you. Top dog. Georgie, good to see you. Brest game, both teams to score over 2.5. Parlay with Atalanta team total over 1.5, odds of 2.52. So that's plus 352 for the Americans. I don't mind that. I don't love Brest's lineup, to be honest with you. Not that I know a ton about it. You know what? We'll get into that game. Let's just get into that game really quickly. Let me leave your question up while I switch over. Actually, first, before I switch over to the Brest versus Leverkusen game, let me take this time to remind you, please, please, please like and subscribe right here on YouTube. It costs you absolutely nothing. It helps me out a ton. I cannot tell you how much a subscription and how far that goes into continuing to help me bring you free content each and every week for soccer. So please subscribe here on YouTube. Link is in the description and it's written out right here for you. Anyway, sorry, gotta do the plugs, my boys. While we get this thing rolling. Brest, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know a ton about this Brest lineup. I know they're a decent side in France. I don't get to watch a bunch of them. I'm not going to get involved in any sort of player props here. I do know that the squad rotation is concerning some people here about Leverkusen. I'm not worried. Shit happens, people. They still have Florian Wirtz. No Frimpong does bug me a little bit. I think that right-hand side is getting a little vulnerable. I do like Tell. I think he's perfectly capable. I'm personally on Grimaldo to score or assist at plus 190. We all know how much Grimaldo loves bombing forward. His shot on target was okay, but a little bit juicy for me, sitting around like minus 140-ish. But I did want to be involved with Grimaldo today, so I'm on his to score or assist at plus 190. I really like that number. And Grimaldo's nasty. Like, I'm pretty sure he takes free kicks too. Occasionally, I know Wirtz is on the majority of corner duty, but I know Grimaldo, I believe, is on free kicks, which sets him up nicely for assists when you get a dangerous free kick sort of towards the edge of the box. So I like Grimaldo here a lot today. Inter minus 1.5. Who's Inter playing today? They got Young Boys on the road. That is a tough travel, and that's artificial turf. I think Inter probably get it done at minus 1.5. I'm just going to wait and see their lineup, to be honest with you. Inter did get a win over the weekend against Roma in a tough-fought match. They are kind of low on points as far as Italy is concerned. They've been rotating their starting lineup. You guys know I've been really critical of anybody who's been just begging for a non-Madrid player to win Ballon d'Or. And the Lautaro Martinez dick riders have been real fucking quiet since he hasn't been starting a lot of their UCL matches. So personally for me, I'm not getting involved with Inter until I see a starting 11, because if it's Taremi and Thuram, that's a lot different Inter squad than Martinez and Thuram. So I'm going to need to see a starting 11 for that one. What look did you like again for Zapata? If you're willing to drink juice, I think minus 145 for him just to take 2 shots is a perfectly fine number. I didn't want to drink that much juice, and I don't see how that Atalanta game doesn't have goals in it. So I paired it with over 1.5 for the full game, and I got minus 111 over on FanDuel. Again, Zapata has the 3rd most shots on Atalanta behind Lookman and Rutegi. So I like that. Pranko, good to see you, brother. Appreciate you tuning in as always. I kind of want to back Atalanta minus 1.5. I can get behind that. I don't know. I like Atalanta here. I do think they score goals. I would maybe get involved in their team total over the minus 1.5, because as we know, they did give up 2 to Fiorentina at home on their debut of the opening stadium. So maybe go team total there. Celtic could score 2 and blow your minus 1.5 with a 3-2 win. That's just me spitballing some ideas here. Hate shot on target plus 200. FanDuel, that's got to be in the other match. Hate, yeah, I mean, I don't know a ton about the kid. I know McGregor in this midfield a lot better. I know a little bit about Ingles, but if you like it, Lopez, I will trust you on it because you know ball. I've been chatting with Lopez for like 5 years now, and I know Lopez knows ball, so I like that look. Wirtz to score assist at minus 110 looks like a gift. It sure does, Joey Pepper. I can get behind that. Florian Wirtz here. He's on the pitch. You got no Boniface up top. You got give me a second here while I pull up the lineups. You got no Frimpong out there on the wing. You got no what's his name? Terrier from France. Wirtz will have to shoulder a little bit more of this load. It's not that I disrespect or don't think Hoffman's good, but Florian Wirtz, of the guys who are rotational pieces here, he's probably your best starter to find the back of the net. So I like that a lot at minus 110, Joey Pepper. Brest might be a bit saggy tonight. Yeah, look, French teams have been vicious at home in France, especially in Champions League. We saw obviously Barcelona lose, I believe, and Madrid lose away in France. So, yeah, French teams at home in France have teeth. I think they can probably find a goal here against Leverkusen for the people who want to be involved in both teams to score over 2.5. Need Sema to score. Oaks. All right, Harlem, I'll back you here. I'm not super... I don't know a ton about this Brest squad. I haven't seen a ton of these guys tape or them play. All I have to go on is what I can see on FB Ref. So I'll give them the eye test today. It's nice that they're in a little window of just 2 games, so I can focus on watching a little bit more of this French league action. Again, the team I know about the most in France is Marseille, followed by Lyon and Lille. So, outside of that, my knowledge in France is pretty limited. Grimaldo shot on target till they put me in the fucking dirt. I agree with you, Joey Pepper. I just wasn't super into laying the minus 140-ish I was seeing. And that's why I'm going with this to score assist. I like Grimaldo to get involved in a goal today. I think Leverkusen can hang at least 2 up. And again, I do like Wirtz even at the minus 110. Again, I don't tell people to drink juice a lot on to score assist props, but minus 110 feels a lot like thievery. It's a lot like the Pulisic minus 115 we got yesterday, where I told you to go ahead and drink the juice. So I'm with it. In all seriousness, I don't like this spot for Leverkusen. I can see why the fans, the crowd, what France has been doing to big clubs at home. I don't know. It doesn't worry me. I still like Leverkusen. I'm not running to the window to lay minus 180 on Leverkusen. It's all the way down to minus 160 now. Let me see if we're getting a little bit better on their over 1.5 market. Minus 170 on their over 1.5. I don't know. I'm still interested in Leverkusen money line and over 1.5 at a decent number. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Again, look, I don't know enough about Brest. I'll tell you that, but I do know that Leverkusen lost 1 fucking game all year last year. It's largely the same team, and I do like Leverkusen. Oh, the other thing I want to mention, I've been very wrong on this, and I will openly admit it. I have bet this a couple of times, and I've been wrong on it, but I'm willing to die on this hill. If you think Leverkusen can rack up corners, there is no way that 6'9" Jonathan Tah doesn't get his head on one. Him just to take a single shot anywhere around minus 120 to minus 130 is probably the bottom of my price line. But if you think Leverkusen get 5, 6, or 7 corners, I think there's no chance in hell that Jonathan Tah, who 6'9" is an exaggeration, but will be the tallest guy on the pitch, doesn't find his way to get a head-on-one. And if you're going to give me almost plus money for him just to take a single shot, and I think Leverkusen gets some corners, I would look right at Jonathan Tah to take a shot. Am I streaming for the later games? I don't think I'm going to stream for the later games today, Top Dog. I'm going to stream for these ones only. The later window is just really crowded with a lot of things I want to bet. I will cover some of the just stuff off the rip. I'm clearly wearing a Bayern Munich jersey today. It's Bayern all fucking day. Fuck Barcelona. Their fathers, Byron, are going to bless them in their building, and then they're going to come on the road and go to the Bernabeu and get absolutely baptized by their great-great-grandfathers, Real Madrid. So I will go over some of my leans and some of my looks for the later matches, because with 7 games and how involved I want to be in on Byron, and with the guys in my Discord, especially Bird being a Barcelona fan, I want to spend time handicapping, shopping lines, and working so that I make some money too. The tough thing with doing the afternoon stream is I left a lot of money on the table by not being able to bet and run a stream at the same time. That's on me. So yeah, Lookman, 1 shot on target. Wirtz, 1 shot on target. Holland, 1 shot on target. Minus 108, wanting to add another shot on target. Yeah, look, I think they all hit the frame. Anybody you like, I guess. You're already getting a pretty decent price. It is really chalk, but sometimes chalk is fine. And I'm not going to hate on it, Fernando. I would maybe leave Holland off, probably because his price is bullshit, and this is like probably looking at like minus 120 without Holland. So I don't know. That's my only suggestion there. Pacolis or Garcia for 1 shot. Probably going Pacolis. I don't know. I like the guys playing on the outside better. I like Grimaldo and Tella better. Drink the deuce. Yeah, a little slip there. Okay, both teams to score in Atalanta Celtic. Let's get it, Top Dog. Oaks, tell Flashies take it crazy for taking Barcelona. Will do. I'll text him as soon as we're done with this show. What if you're not streaming for the later games, then I've got 1,000 RQ play for the Atleti game. Atleti first half corners is a lock. I'll trust you. That's normally a Brad Thomas John. I know he's the corner king. I know Brad Thomas is really sharp with corners, but yeah, I mean, I can see Atleti racking up a ton of corners there as well. What's good, Carlitos? So far, look, I'm on Atalanta. Both teams to Atalanta versus Celtic. Both teams to score over 2.5. I am on Zappacosta to take 2 shots and there to be over 1.5 goals in this game. And that's all I have locked in so far, along with Grimaldo to score or assist. I'm probably going to play Leverkusen in over 1.5 because the lineup rotation does not scare me. I do like the suggestion of Medea here at plus 500 for an anytime goal. I may or may not get involved with Lookman and Retegi for anytime goals. I may or may not get involved with Lookman and Pasalic for assists as well. So that's where I'm at with this. I am leaving myself time to bet here as we wrap up the stream in the next couple of minutes. Barca shocked the world. See, this is why I'm not going to do a later stream. I got to chat shit at Bird and the boys in Discord before the match. So no late stream for me. 7 games is way too crowded. I left too much money on the table. I need the time to shop and analyze plays myself. So I'm only doing the morning stream today. But I will mention, and I should have put the links below in the description, but I will be on with my boy Nick Diani, aka Nick with the good voice, the dude who's always doing these streams with me. Him, Coach, and Steve. Since Leg is out of town, I will be joining the Italian guys for Kicks and Picks podcast tonight around 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. So be sure to check me out on YouTube, on Twitter, and you can even check out the links in the description to join the Discords where I post links to all my other media content. Hey, look at me finding a fucking segue for the plug. You heard? But yeah, if you're interested in stuff like this and you want to get involved with what I'm doing in the later matches since I'm not streaming, join the Discord. It's $15 a month. I think that's a very fair price for all the stuff that we do over there. Handicap a ton of games, have a good group of guys to chat with. They're all sharp. They all think kind of like me and bet in a very similar fashion. And you get a 3-day free trial. So if it's not for you, you can figure it out after 3 days and take off. No harm, no foul. I ain't gonna bust your nuts on it. So yeah, check out the Discord. It's a lot of fun. And that's where I'm going to be doing most of the second slate today. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Again, Bird likes Barca to shock the world. He went with Medea over 1.5 shots. I like that. I don't know what number he got it on. Bird is a very sharp gambler who I talk to all the time in Discord. He's willing to drink a little bit more juice than me sometimes, but minus 140 is definitely a playable number on Medea, who rips. He just absolutely rips. What price did you get for your Atalanta bet? I got minus 125, which I think is okay. Yeah, the bottom of my price market was minus 130 on both teams to score over 2.5 there. So really quick, after I plugged the Discord, I plugged the YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Before I jump off, let me give you some gut reads and a little bit of bonus action for the late games. Again, there's no graphics here, so I apologize. No starting 11s. I'm just going off the rip, firing from the hip, so you guys kind of know where I'm looking at. I do like Atleti, and I do like the under there in Atleti versus Leal. If Leal does anything, I think it'll be Jonathan David. Atleti's not watertight in the back, and they are susceptible to giving stuff up, but at home in the Wanda, I do think they win the match. So I like Atleti there. I can see both teams to score, but if they do, it's most likely going to be Jonathan David. So I just look at Jonathan David's anytime goal price. I am clearly on Byron. I'm rocking the Byron kit. I just told you how much I like Byron. Byron has taken a serious amount of money in the last 24 hours. Yesterday at this time, you could have gotten Byron on the money line at plus 175 and the draw no bet at a plus number. You can barely find minus 112 now for Byron draw no bet and plus 150 for Byron on the money line. I like Byron. They own Barcelona. They are their fathers. Barcelona is about to get blessed up in back-to-back games. Benfica versus Feyenoord. I like both teams to score in over 2.5. If Jimenez is healthy, if Jimenez is still out for Feyenoord, I think Benfica handle their business at home and do it pretty handedly. Salzburg versus Dynamo Zagreb. I think Dynamo Zagreb can definitely get a goal. I forget his name, but the number 10, there's a dude who just all he does is show up in European football. Forget his name off rip, but I'll throw it in Discord when I eventually bet it and figure it out. City versus Sparta Prague. City at home will look to dominate early. I like City goals. Team total over 1.5 in the first half, probably. Can Sparta get a goal? Maybe. But yeah, should be a City shit pumping. Holland's going to be like minus 125 for a brace. RB Leipzig versus Liverpool. I do think Liverpool win on the road, but RB Leipzig is very, very tough at home. I do not expect goals early in that game. I think a lot of that game is going to come in the second half. So I would look at second half to be the highest scoring half there, but I do think we're getting a really nice number on pool money line at plus 100. Lastly, Inter Milan, like I said, I need to wait and see the lineup. I'm not laying minus 1.5 without starting 11, but I do think Inter Milan handle their business versus Young Boys. So those are my look aheads for the weekend. Again, check out the link in the description to join the Discord. I will not be doing an afternoon live show. I will be working in the Discord. And then tonight I will be live with Nick Diani, aka Nick with the good voice, my boy who usually does live streams with me and will sometimes jump on with Leg as well. I will be on the Kicks and Picks podcast tonight. So be sure to keep a lookout for that. I always look forward to chatting with Nick and with Coach and Steve as well. So appreciate you all for tuning in. I'm running a little long. I'm going to run this outro and get the fuck out of here. So appreciate you guys as always. And I don't know. I'll tweet out something. If I'm doing something tomorrow for Europa League, I'll let you know. If not, I will see you Saturday and Sunday for sure. Until then, I'm out. Doses. We outside.